Welcome back. We haven't released a new vehicle forever, so let's release something. So today we are back and we are going to release this thing today out into the wild. And I'm going to show you what I did to get it working. And no, I didn't build it myself because I'm not good at it. All right, we are back in the editor. And when I tried to build this before, I couldn't get a transmission that worked. But I found one that is completely built and fit right in here, down here. There it is right there. And this was built by Wally. I'll leave the link in the description below. And it was super easy to hook up. I'm going to go ahead and load it for you. All right, so here is a little 6-speed gearbox by Wally. It has 2 modes, automatic and manual. And I'm using it in automatic mode, although you can switch on the Dune Buggy. You can switch in a manual mode, but it's much easier to drive with automatic mode. So all I did was stuff it right here in the little place right here. It fit, and I was so happy. So as you can see, this engine is a pain in the butt. Even have a little bit of rust on the side, and then that little flare that is on the side of the buggy. So very cool. I'm happy with it, and I'm going to go ahead and release it. But let's go ahead and drive it. All right, you have to jump into the giant buggy like that. And oops, I have to change the pilot seat. That's not correct. But you turn on with the key, and it will start. It will idle at 0.10. So if we get a little gas, you see that? Kind of flares up there. These are our headlamps. And if you press your throttle and you go over a certain amount, it's going to kick in the transmission of the gearbox, and then you're going to be able to drive. Now I'm letting go of the W, and it'll slow down. And I'm pressing the W, and it starts moving. Now, let's go back outside so we can see what's going on here. So if I hit the brakes up, alright, so as you can see, when I hit the brakes, it's now stalling. I didn't have the starter key, so let's go ahead and try to fix that. So it starts again. Okay, what if we just go ahead and drop the clutch down to 0. Now, see, when I did this before, I think there was a problem, but I can't remember what it was. But let's find out. Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it backwards. I'm so dumb. All right. So if I put this to 2, there we go. All right, let's do this. All right. Okay, now if I hit brakes. So ignore everything I just did. Welcome back. We haven't released a new vehicle forever, so let's release something. Alright, so let's talk about a few things that I did to make this thing work. Of course, I have the gearbox, and I did a few other things. I used the Jacob Kubu starter, and so you use a key, and then you can go ahead and start the engine, and the engine will stay on with the starter. I also have not a clamp, but I have a 0.10 value on the throttle so that it will always idle at a 0.10, so the engine never turns off when you are using your throttle, because the throttle is set to, where's it at? Nope, WS. The throttle is set to non-sticky, so when you want to go forward, you hit W, and then that will throttle up, and when you let go of the W, it of course drops back down to 0 instead of staying at whatever throttle you pick. So it's kind of like a real gas pedal, I guess. If you're pressing the gas pedal, you're going to get a lot more throttle, and the car is going to move. If you let go, the car of course goes back down to 0. So that's the idea there. So another thing I had trouble the last time I was messing with this vehicle is when I stepped on the brakes, the engine would immediately cut off. So what I added was a switch box. Where is it at? Put a numerical switch box here, and I have this set to 0, and I have a threshold so that when we step on the brakes at a 0.25, I believe, yeah, at a 0.25, it will disengage the clutch, or it will engage the clutch? It will engage the clutch, and that will let the engine go ahead and keep spinning up without trying to spin the wheels, so the car doesn't stall when you step on the brakes. Now, if you're stepping on the gas and stepping on the brakes, of course the car will stall. But it works a lot better than it did before. So I'm pretty happy with this. And using Wally's gearbox made it really easy for me to hook this up. And of course, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but you can set it into manual mode right there. So the other thing I did was create 2 microcontrollers, one for fuel, you can have liters or US gallons, and you have miles per hour or kilometers per hour. And that just hooks up to the dials really quick. Just wanted to have that. So the pipes that are supposed to be protection for the engine, kind of like a roll cage, are actually doing the exhaust and doing the coolant and the fuel. So they're not just for looks, they're actually functional. And way back here we have the radiators. So it's kind of challenging to stick this in here to make it look like the PUBG buggy, but it came together pretty well. And of course these bars are on pivots and they kind of connect there, and then these bars pivot down to connect here, and these bars pivot upward, I believe. Yes, pivot upward and connect to there. So let's go check out the car and try driving it. Alright, so I'm kind of giving you a higher angle of the car so you can kind of see it does look like the PUBG buggy, except of course in Stormworks it's a lot bigger than it should be to our character. But still think it came out pretty well, and I'm happy with it. So I keep saying that. I must be really happy that I'm happy with it. I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and try driving it. Alright, to get in, you just have to jump up and grab the seat and ignore the pilot seat. We're going to swap that out. But the ignition is no longer 4. The ignition is right here. We'll just turn that on and it will start up like a dream. And here we can switch to manual transmission. I can show you that maybe. I don't know. It's not too good. I'm not too good at it. But in order to switch gears is number 1 and number 2. We'll switch your gears up and down. The automatic transmission doesn't seem to work in reverse. So if you want to go backwards, switch to manual transmission and hit number 2 until you start going in reverse. So that's it. There's the miles per hour. We have the fuel, only 48 gallons, and a battery level. So let's go ahead and step on the gas with W, and we'll start to move forward. As the clutch kicks in, the gearbox starts working in automatic mode. Alright, so now let's go ahead and go to the outside view so we can see what we're doing a little bit better. And so if I step on the brakes, clutch disengages, but we're revving the engine. So let's let go of that. And then the idle goes back in there. And you can see a little light goes on with the brakes. Alright, we're moving again, and as you can see, it does kind of turn, but I've had a lot of trouble getting the wheels to kind of grip the road. I've tried low air pressure, high air pressure, different tires, but I still get kind of a sliding effect more than I would think this car should have, even going at this speed. So it's kind of a bummer. I'm sure they're going to improve on how this works, but right now it feels really too slidey, floaty for me. And I think all the vehicles I've tested feel that way as well. So I guess we'll leave it like this for now, or until someone tells me how to do it better, or the exact thing to do. I've actually added weight to the car as well, and that didn't really do anything else. So I don't know. Not crazy about vehicles, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright, so we'll go ahead and just for fun, let's go ahead and switch it to manual mode. So I'm going to step on brakes, and we're going to put in manual mode. Now, there's no indicator for what gear you're in, so that's kind of a bummer. Maybe he'll add that, and then I can add something, kind of a display here, but there is no way to see what gear you're in. So I'm going to hit number 3, and then...
Let's see, number 3. Oops, number 3, number 3, number 3. What the heck? Number 3. Number 3. Number 3, number 3, number 3.
Alright, so there's a quick update. I just contacted the developer, and I found out that there was an output for the gear. So let me show you the manual mode now that I can see what's happening. So if you see right here, we have this monitor, and I hooked it up to the gear shift. And so what happens is we go ahead and put it into manual mode, and if we start it up, we can see the engine started. And then if I hit number 1, we're going into first gear. And so as we start to go, and go ahead and go into second gear, and then shift to third gear, and so on. Uh-oh, we're in the water. Anyways, the point is that you can go ahead and shift up and down with the gears, and my other mistake was that I didn't have the number keys on press. I had them on toggle, so that fixes the problem. Alright, let's finish up this video. Alright, well that's it for today. I just wanted to go ahead and release something new and kind of show you what I did to get it working, which was use a third-party gearbox, and of course use the Jacob Kubo starter, and just a little bit of tweaks to make the engine and the brakes kind of run the way I want it to run. But I think it's drivable. I don't know if it's great, but let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Wait. Let's go in the car. Oh, yeah, let's do this. Let's go. Let's do this. I can do anything. I can float. I'm a butterfly. I'm a bee. I'm a buggy. Yes, I'm a buggy. Oh, it doesn't float.